This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City.
Well, this is John Cullum.
And this is
Emily
Franco, yes.
And what are we going to do?
We're going to talk today about...
I'm going to surprise you.
What is it?
I'm going to talk about patching things that don't work right anymore. There's a lot of stuff around here that doesn't work right anymore.
Well,
old plugs, phones that don't work anymore, lights that don't work anymore. What's going on?
Plumbing that doesn't work.
Well,
we've finished up.
You've done a good job with plumbing.
Oh, I used to be the best plumber you could ever imagine.
But what about fixing all this stuff that's not functioning right? Do we buy it new? When you buy new things, suddenly you've got a whole bunch of problems that are worse than when it was.
I'll tell you the routine that I have used very effectively recently.
Okay.
Is when, like for instance, let's take the plumbing under the sink.
Okay.
Or the plumbing of the toilet. That was a good one.
That was major.
Now I know how to set the level. I know how to put in a new gauge for the stopper that releases
Pops
the water,
up,
and I simply go to the hardware store and buy. Usually have to buy 2 or 3 times because I get the wrong one. So that takes about 3 journeys to the hardware store, and then I work on it and I get it set and follow all the directions, and then the damn thing doesn't work.
But John, I know about all the toilet. We've had toilet problems.
Talk
about patching stuff. Patching
up.
You patch things.
Yeah, well, I patch your shoes.
John patches my shoes beautifully. He patches my ballet slippers. He patches these shoes.
Yes.
It keeps the sole from flopping off.
That's
and I
right.
love these shoes. These are my walk shoes.
Yeah, I know. And there's another pair down there that have been patched.
Oh, I love my sneakers.
They're mainly patches now. They're not. It's hardly any shoe left.
You're a good patcher.
Yes, I remember when I patched the floor in the kitchen.
Oh.
Yes, it had a. But you didn't like this the way it was. It was.
We went and laid down on the floor with flashlights to see what was wrong, because we have a very expensive floor in our kitchen. It's linoleum, but it's gorgeous and the colors are beautiful. But now it's got a slight little hump growing.
Well, what happened was I had to cut the linoleum in order to get underneath it so I could patch it, because it had swelled and had a kind of an air bubble in it. And when you stepped on it, it would kind of squash down in it. And so I slit that, and I took some Gorilla Glue, which I'd never used before.
Now you love Gorilla. Everything is Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, well, the problem with Gorilla Glue is if you use too much of it,
you're stuck.
It creates a hard, thick gorilla underneath it. And I put the Gorilla Glue under there, patched it down, had it all going. Thought I had it patched down, but it had a little gorilla under it. So now we don't have an air pocket. We've got a big gorilla lump.
It's still a beautiful floor. You're still a wonderful patcher.
That's right. You give me credit for it, even if it's a terrible job.
No, you're a patcher.
You're a great supporter of my terrible patching abilities. And I'll tell you what, It's not just the house that's getting worn out. I'm getting worn out. I don't think it's a good idea for me to do the patching anymore. I think Emily
We need some air conditioning work. You mean you're not going to do work on our air conditioner? We're not going to patch them?
We're going to get Ivan to do that.
We have a good guy that comes and helps us when we're in a jam. His name is Ivan. But I'll tell you, folks, if you're in a jam and you have stuff that needs patching, here's the man.
Shall I give him a telephone number?
No.
No.
We'll get 100 calls.
The opportunity cost of what it's getting more and more. It takes more time, and usually I end up hiring somebody afterwards, and and
But
buying a
but
new
I
piece of
think you're
plumbing.
wonderful.
And my wife thinks I'm wonderful, so I do anything to get a little approval from
No,
her.
it's not that. The fact is, there are lots of things that need to be patched, but I'll tell you the truth. I think what needs to be patched is me. I think we are wearing out.
Yes, but we're wearing out gracefully, as they
Yes.
say. And
Let's do one of our dances.
okay, but this is getting maudlin, Emily. People are
Okay.
going to think we're just.
Patchers.
That's right, and sometimes we have to patch up things between us because we're not always so nice to each other as you guys
No,
think.
sometimes we can get very mean. These are
Yes.
the patches. We are signing off for air broadcasting. We will see you next week.
This is AI.R. See you next week.